Hello, Tiny Chefs! We're here at the kitchen today, and I'm here with my guest chef, Lily, who's going to help me cook and read, because this is Give a Month. So we're going to be going over the if you give a pig a pancake, 1 week. If you give a mouse a brownie, 1 week. If you give a moose a muffin, 1 week. And this week we are reading If You Give a Cat a Cupcake. That inspired us for our recipe today, which is a healthy best banana cupcakes with a cream cheese frosting. But first we're going to let Lily read our book.
Okay, so this is If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, written by Laura Numeroff. If you give a cat a cupcake, he'll ask for some sprinkles to go with it. When you give him the sprinkles, he might spill some on the floor. Cleaning up will make him hot, so you'll have to give him a bathing suit and take him to the beach. He'll want to go in the water first and build a sandcastle too. Then he'll look for seashells. He'll find a few other things as well. He'll put them in his pail and try to pick it up, but it'll be too heavy. He'll decide he needs to work out at the gym. First, he'll warm up on the treadmill. Then he'll lift a weight or two. He might even try a karate class. After the gym, he'll want to go to the park. When you get there, he'll see the rocks. He'll climb as high as he can go. At the top, he'll see the lake. I want you to take him rowing. He'll be the captain, and you'll have to row. He'll notice the merry-go-round and want to go for a ride. He'll want you to go to the ride too. You'll choose the horse with the purple mane, and he'll get on the whale. The whale will remind him of the science museum. He'll ask you to take him there. First, he'll find the dinosaurs. Then he'll visit the Hall of Apes. When the museum closes, you'll be the last to leave. On the way home, you'll pass by the beach. You'll help him gather all of his things. Then he'll want to race you. When you get home, he'll empty the sand from his shoes. He might spill some on the floor. Seeing the sand on the floor will remind him of the sprinkles. He'll probably ask you for some. And the chances are, if you give him some sprinkles, he'll want a cupcake to go with them.
Alright, so we're going to make our cupcakes, and these we always try at the kitchen to make healthy versions. So store-bought cupcakes are okay on a pinch, but we like to make our own things because when we make them at home, we know the ingredients. The ingredients are usually fresh. We're going to use today really ripe bananas, so sometimes you don't know what to do with those leftover bananas when they start getting brown. This is a perfect recipe for that. So these are called Best Banana Cupcakes, and we're going to start with our dry ingredients, which is 1.5 cups of flour. It is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Alright, and we have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Awesome. We have 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I love cinnamon in muffin recipes because it just adds another little
Pinch. Just a little bit of extra that makes it tasty.
a little spicy. And then what is that? That is 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Soda. So we have the powder and the soda, and that's what's going to make it rise. Alright, so that's our dry ingredients. Now we're going to go to our wet ingredients, and we use a blender for this because we want to make sure that we don't have clumpy bananas in our cupcakes.
That would be a little bit gross.
Yes. So we're going to add 2 ripe bananas. We are going to add 1 stick of melted butter. Yep, go right ahead. Awesome. And you can scramble those eggs while I put in 1/3 cup of maple syrup. And maple syrup is still sugar, but it's a natural form of sugar, so that helps us to make it a little bit healthier. And 2 eggs. That should be good. Awesome. Just throw it all in the blender, and this is going to make it really, really smooth. Like I said, no chunky bananas in this recipe. Oh, and then we're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And this is almost, you know, when you look at the ingredients, it almost looks like a banana bread recipe, but in which it tastes a lot like that, but still yummy, makes wonderful cupcakes. All right, we are ready. We have our wet ingredients, and it looks very good with no lumps in there.
Creamy.
So we're gonna add that to our dry ingredients. And you just fold that into the flour. Oh, yum. It smells so good, doesn't it?
It does. It's delicious.
Smell the bananas and the cinnamon. Like I said, save your bananas. You can always freeze bananas when they're ripe. You can take them out of their skin, put them in plastic bags and freeze them. This called for 2 cups of ripe bananas. And you slice them up so that they easily mix in the blender. So we have our wet ingredients and dry ingredients. That is a perfect consistency right there. Awesome. It's always, and it's good to go to the bottom of the bowl because sometimes the dry gets stuck on the bottom. And I would just use a big oversized spoon. And we're gonna fill these about halfway up. All right, we have our banana cupcakes ready to put in the ovens. We have the oven set at 350. They go in for 20 minutes, 20 to 22 minutes. You wanna test them with a toothpick. There you go. All right, so now for our cream cheese frosting. So we have a block of cream cheese. We have 2 tablespoons of softened butter. We're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Oops, a little extra never hurt.
It really makes it taste better.
And 2 to 3 tablespoons of honey. We're going to start with 2 and see what the consistency is like. So we're mixing our frosting. This is where a nice old mixer comes in handy. All right, so when you make the cream cheese dressing, you want to make sure you take your block of cream cheese out well ahead of time. Usually when you're preheating your oven, that's the first thing you do before you start your recipe. Take your butter out too so it softens, and then we can get this really nice consistency. Ooh, look at that. So yummy, and not a lot of ingredients. You know, when you buy the frosting at the store, ooh, it's kind of waxy and it has just a lot of chemicals and ingredients. So this is gonna... All right, now the fun part. Because of our book, Give a Cat a Cupcake, we're gonna make our cupcakes look like cats. And that is so easy we're gonna first frost them with our lovely cream cheese frosting. Yummy.
Look at how it spreads. It spreads so beautifully.
So we're gonna put our eyes on. You gotta put them a little bit higher up, our cat eyes, which you can get these in the baking section. And then our ears, tiny chefs. Oh, I just broke off his ear.
My cat is kind of grumpy today.
Ears.
Looks kind of like a chihuahua.
Okay, we used our tortilla chips with their ears. And we have their little whiskers. Gotta put their nose on first. Where are our blueberry? Alright, so you got your blueberry is your nose. And then we got our little whiskers, which we could do tri-colored whiskers. Oh, look at our little kitty cats! Give a cat a cupcake! We brought in some siblings. We have Anna and Nathan, and they're helping Lily to decorate our cat cupcakes. I can't wait to try them.
Don't they look delicious?
Yes. You want to push this bowl away so then you can see them not ready? Oh my goodness, that's awesome! Yup, their whiskers come out of their nose. We need some ears on that kitty cat.
Get some ear then.
So I gotta hear. Tiny chefs, I hope you enjoy your cat cupcakes. And join us next week when we read If You Give a Pig a Pancake. And we're gonna show you some fun ideas with pancakes. Are we ready to eat our cupcakes?
Yes!
Don't eat the toothpicks.